Did you know that the moves you make have names? Let's talk about that. The following are stories about real anatomy students. This is the anatomical position. The 6 movements that we will be talking about today are all based off of this position.
But first, let me take a
Nikki
selfie.
and her friends are about to take a selfie. Nikki, being in the middle, must raise her arms over her friend's shoulders. Being the freak about anatomy she is, she wants to know what the movement of her arms is called. She recalls that abduction is the spreading of her arms over her friend's shoulders, and adduction is bringing her arms back in after the selfie. The definition of abduction is the movement away from the midline of the body, and the definition for adduction is the counter movement to abduction. This is the movement towards the midline. This can happen in your legs, arms, and fingers. After a long, hard day at school, Michael is standing by his car trying to get in. He moves his whole arm forwards to grasp the door handle. After just getting out of anatomy class, Michael remembers, for some reason, that the motion that his arm has just made is called flexion, and the opposite motion is extension. So the definition for flexion is when the angle between the articulating bones is decreasing. The definition for extension is when the angle is increasing between the articulating bones. This can happen in your head, arms, legs, and upper body. Marcia is about to pick up her dropped penny off of the floor. She was pondering earlier, how do we move? Being the inquisitive person she is, she asked Nikki what the movement of touching your fingers to your thumb is called. Nikki told her this movement is called opposition. The definition for opposition is the moving of the fingers to touch the thumb. This will occur in the fingers and the thumb. Oliver, after picking up his phone, which was face down on the table, saw his wrist rotate when he was bringing it into his field of vision. He wondered what that rotation was, but he remembers from class that day that this rotation is called supination and the opposite is pronation. He had to pronate his hand so his palm was facing down, grasp his phone, and then supinate his hand so his palm was facing up so he could see the screen. So the definition for supination is the rotation of the forearm so that the palm faces forward or up. Pronation is the opposite. It is the rotation of the forearm so that the palm faces backwards or down. Abby was out hiking at Happy Hollow Park after school today, and she noticed her foot and ankle moving to match the terrain. How cool, she thought. But the word for what that is called is on the tip of her tongue. So she asked Marcia, who is with her, if she remembered. Marcia said that the side-to-side motion is called inversion, when her soles of her feet are towards the middle, and eversion when the soles of her feet are away from the middle. Marcia also added, when her toes were pointing down, this is called dorsiflexion. When her toes were pointing up, this is called plantar flexion. Abby was grateful for the review, so she could remember it for the test tomorrow. So the definition of inversion is the movement of the sole of the foot towards the midline of the body. Eversion is the movement of the sole of the foot away from the midline of the body. Dorsiflexion is the movement of the foot and ankle causing the toes to point down, and plantar flexion is the movement of the foot and ankle causing the toes to point up. So this occurs in the foot and the ankle. Thank you for watching, and I hope this helped